I like using the top-down mixing method. This method is about processing the bosses, processing the vocal boss, processing the drum boss, processing every boss that you have in your session. By doing that, you reduce quite a lot the processing that you have to do on individual tracks. In today's video, I want to show you, let's call it the sauce, the plugin chain that I use when it comes to the beat bus. The beat bus, everything instrumental goes there, from drums, bass, and all the music. I have a session that sounds like this.
Faccio tanta più fatica perché soffro come quando nel mio cosmo si dilata, sento il battito.
This is the beat bus in the session. You can see that I have all the buses going to that beat bus except the vocals and the sends. For this session, I had the track out, so I had control over the kick, snare, bass, music, and all that good stuff. When I have control over that, this is my go-to processing chain for the beat. This is something that I add right from the beginning of the mix. I like mixing the instrumental into this, and I like what it does to the beat. The first plugin that I like using on the instrumental is Gullfoss. This allows me to keep the energy of the beat consistent from section to section all throughout the entire track. This is the beat without it. I have the limits set around 80 Hz and 8K. I don't like the top end to move that much, but I like to keep the low range pretty consistent, and with the recover mode it gives me just that. These are the settings: recover 50%, tame 20%. This is just with the recover. You can see that I'm adding some bass, but that is dynamic, it moves. You can see that I'm adding some top end, but again, that's dynamic, it moves. I like that type of movement. It cleans up some of that nasty mid-range around 500 to 2K maybe. Another thing that I like doing with Gullfoss is to use the boost and the brightening. If I feel that the beat is just way too bright, I can decrease that. Or I can increase it. I can shift the energy. And you can see that we can create a really nice curve by changing all the settings. Gullfoss is a really complex plugin that can achieve really different sounds on the same source. But this is the setting that I use on the beat. From that point, I usually try and decide if I use the brighten and the boost depending on the instrumental that I have. The next plugin is Standardclip. I'm using the soft clip saturator. I believe it sounds amazing when it comes to beat processing. This is without it. It adds a lot of nice harmonics to the beat, and I also like to clip just a bit of the picks at this moment. That way, when it comes to the mastering stage of the song, the beat doesn't have any picks poking out from the drums. Anything that you have is contained on the tubas. This is a really underrated plugin that I use a lot when it comes to beat processing, and not just for the clipping capabilities. The saturator on this thing is really great. This is the beat without any processing. Quite a big difference between the unprocessed and the processed version of the beat. The processing with just two plugins can change the sound for the better. The last plugin on the beat bus that I like to use is Flywheel. I like adding some tape emulation, but this one is really subtle. You can hear what it does to the low end and to the mid range. Another reason why I like using Flywheel is this high frequency EQ and the tape speed. Sometimes if the beat is just too bright, those two can solve a lot of issues with the top end. Let me showcase that. I will change the tape speed. 30 IPS is going to sound more full range. It's going to have more top end. Pay close attention to what happens to the top end when I change the setting. It tames a lot of that bright top end, and I can also keep it like this but play with the high frequency EQ. So this is a really nice polisher for the beat. All three plugins work great one with each other. That's why this chain is so powerful. This is the beat before. There is a bit of level difference, but what it does to the tone of the beat of the instrumental is just great. Try this chain out. Try Gullfoss on the instrumental. Sometimes this works even with MP3 beats, even with wave beat without having the track out. If you have like a dull beat that needs that extra push, that extra processing, you need to level it up. This is a chain that works great for that too. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions. Please subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I really appreciate the support. Thanks for watching and see you guys really soon. Cheers.